Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alison. My channel name is Salt Like Dotty, but just in case you're watching today and you get to the end of the vlog and go, where was the sewing, Alison? I'm just going to say up front that I'm recording a totally different vlog today. So I did share on Instagram a couple of weeks ago that I'd kind of been avoiding using makeup. I felt that I had some real problem areas with my skin. Now I'm in my mid-50s. I went through the menopause about 17 years ago. I went through an early menopause. So you do go through lots of changes with your skin. Mine used to be really oily, I think, when I was kind of younger. Your hair change, everything changes. That's just life, and I'm okay with that. I know a lot of people have a much harder time going through the menopause and being postmenopausal than I have. But I've been struggling with my skin a bit, and I just put quite a honest post on Instagram a few weeks ago about it. A lot of people came back and said, do you have rosacea? I don't think I do, but if I did, I would go to the doctors and check it out. I was just having a problem with dry skin on my chin, and I wasn't helping that because I was kind of almost trying to de-slough it with my fingers, which was obviously irritating it more. I was having some patches of redness here a little bit, nothing excessive. But I don't know, I felt like I'd just lost my mojo with myself. I like to just get up, go, have a shower, you know, not faff on too much. And my makeup's always been like a 5-minute routine. So I've also never been really great at creating a skincare routine either. Now, in one of the other roles that I do, I use a lot of psychology in that role. And I know that there's a lot of evidence in psychology that it takes 9 weeks to break a habit or start to break a habit, and then a further 12 weeks to start creating a habit. Now, that's 21 weeks. As humans, we're sometimes not great at that. We fall off a bit of a cliff somewhere along the line. I think that's what happens with me. I kind of start, you know, cleanse, tone, moisturise, and then I've just never in my life made it a habit. When I was an awful lot younger, I was reading a magazine like Marie Claire or Elle magazine or something, and Sharon Stone was being interviewed. This was probably kind of in the, I don't know, the early 90s or something. And she was saying that her mum handed her this pot of stuff when she was very young, a teenager, and just said, put this on your face every day and don't ask me any questions. And I didn't kind of have an example to follow in that respect. I think my mum used probably Astral cream now and again. She didn't really wear much makeup, didn't really have much knowledge of it, and I've just never really developed that routine. So I'm trying really hard at the moment to do that. I have used other products in the past, more expensive products. I've used locked-in skincare stuff to great success for quite a while, and then you know how sometimes you're using something and all of a sudden they just change the product and it's just not the same, or maybe your skin's changed, or maybe your diet's changed, so your skin or hair have changed. You know how it's all just kind of a bit of a thing. So when I shared that vlog, some people came back to me and said, shared it on Instagram, some people came back to me and said, like, will you tell us more about it? So I thought I would do a little bit of a vlog around that, and if you're not interested in it, that's fine, I won't be offended. I'm not looking for kind of particularly advice on products and things, although I'm interested in what people do use to get a result. But I'm just going to talk through what I'm using and what I've done, because I do feel within, I would say, 2 weeks, I've already seen quite an improvement and I feel better. And because I feel better, although my channel is a sewing channel, I make all my own clothes. I feel like it's kind of given me a bit of confidence. I'm wanting to make a bit more effort, so therefore I feel better in how I present myself, and so all of that counts towards the holistic you, doesn't it? So what do I use for cleansing and things? So I stepped away from what I was using, which was a product I'd had from Superdrug for quite a long time. And again, I think, you know, for whatever reason, I think it was more irritating it than anything else. So a lot of this is all budget stuff as well. I went to Home Bargains. These are products you can pick up anywhere. And I thought I would try the L'Oreal Hyaluron Expert. So this is a replumping and purifying gel wash. You can get it all over. You use a little bit of it. Sometimes I just do it in the shower. But I do also have my little reusable cleaning cloths that I use, that I make these myself. A lot of people do them. I've got all different sizes in these, and I do use it with that, but I'm trying not to sort of scrub my skin as much because at the moment I don't want to irritate it. So I'm using this twice a day and I'm finding it really nice and not stingy or anything like that. And so out of the same range, I've been using the Age Perfect Refreshing Toner, Smoothing and Anti-Fatigue Radiant Skin. It's got vitamin C and vitamin B5, and it's for mature skin. So I'm using this one. Now, interestingly, my daughter's in her mid-20s and she uses products that are for an older age. I think she does a lot of research into it. She really likes to sort of look after her skin. So I'm using that. Now, this is the one that sometimes drops off the end because I think I just forget and I miss this stage out. So I'm trying really hard to do my toner, and again, I just have these, I use it, I just use them, wash them all the time. So I've got a few of those on the go. Now, in terms of skincare, this, again, I got this a little while ago from Home Bargains, so I'm about halfway down that bottle. I didn't want to change this because I didn't think this was particularly irritating me. So this brand is called Skincare Revolution. I think those are the ones were about £4 each. I think this was about £2 or £3 each. I can't remember, to be honest. And it's a 24K gold and collagen face serum, and it's plumping effect. Improves skin elasticity, youthful and plump skin. Well, we all like a bit of that, don't we? So I'm using that. I think the other thing that I'm doing is I'm maybe using them a bit more liberally than I was before. So I'm using that twice a day after that. And do you know what? I kind of, when I started having to think, I was like, how many things am I putting on my face? But I thought, do you know what? It takes seconds. Just invest in yourself, Alison. So then moisturising next. Now, I'd already got this one, which is the L'Oreal Hydra, I can't say it. I've just said it already. Hyaluron Expert, I've totally not said that right. Now, it is a day cream and it's a SPF 20, and I was using it in the day. Now, I noticed this morning that Lidl have got this in as well, so it might be worth checking out that if you're not near a Home Bargains. I think this was about maybe £4.50 or £4.95. I don't like a night cream. I find it sits too heavy on my skin. So I was using this one day and night, but I've now started just using this one on a night. And I know it's got an SPF in it and I'm not getting any sun on a night, but it's because a couple of weeks ago I picked up this one in Boots. Now, there are a few different tubes of this, and I got the orange one. I can't remember what that is. So this is Daily Facial Moisturising Lotion, SPF Plus, Hyaluronic Acid to help hydrate and moisturise the skin. Broad spectrum UVA, UVB protection. It's a SPF 50. So I'm using that. So that's what I've been using during the day. I've absolutely seen a change with my skin, and then on a night the only thing that's different is that I use that. And one of the things that I've started to do is I get into my pyjamas quite early on a night, you know, lounging around. You might call it your loungewear, whatever, but I was always terrible at kind of thinking, oh, I've got makeup on, I need to take it, oh, I just can't be bothered, I'll do it and just wash it off in the shower tomorrow. So what I've started to do is create a routine where if I am going upstairs for anything or I am getting changed into my PJs, I'm doing this. That might be 7, 8 o'clock, whatever, because it's then done and I don't have that thing because I'm forever dozing off downstairs and then I go to bed and I just can't be bothered. You know what it's like. And the only other thing I want to mention is I really struggle with hay fever. I do take tablets for it, but I picked up, these are called Murine Hay Fever Relief. It's a 2% eye drop, I'm totally not getting the names right today, conglomerate. These were from Home Bargains as well. They're about £2.59. You can use them 4 times a day. But I just put these on in the morning and I found that my eyes have been far less irritated this year than they normally are. So I thought I'd share that with you as well. You can get them in other places, but, you know, I've got those at work in case I need them as well. So just quickly pop. I don't need to give you an example if I'd pop those in like that. Okay, so the only other thing that I'm going to show you, which isn't a makeup product, that's just sort of not, well, it's not really skincare, it's this brand which is called Glow For It. Now this is the only thing that's a bit pricier, and Anira had got a set that was the Lash Growth Mascara and the Lash Growth Serum, and I think in the mascara there is also serum. She just wasn't keen on the mascara because it takes a bit getting off, and I think she felt that it was working and developing her lashes, but almost she was trying to take it off and it was pulling her lashes out with it. I've tried it a couple of times. I don't know if I like it, is the honest answer. I certainly wouldn't go out and buy it. For the same reason she said, but what I tend to do is when I'm cleansing, I'm using this cloth and I'm sort of almost holding it against it and letting the warmth and the moisture sort of ease it off rather than pulling it off. I also find that it doesn't dry very fast. So because I can't see a thing hardly without my glasses on, you put your mascara on, you know how you do, and you gotta, why do you have to have your mouth open when you put mascara on? I don't know. You do that, and then you go like that, and straight away I've been ending up with it down here. So if I do use it, I don't think I'm going to use it anymore, to be honest. I'm going to put it there. But it was just to mention it. Now, the other product is the serum. So this is a lash growth serum. There are loads of these things on the market. So if you do use a serum, will you pop it in the comments? Now, I've been putting this on a night when I go to bed on my lashes. And obviously the idea is during the day you've got the mascara on. But I've also been putting it on sort of the tail bit, particularly of my eyebrow, because that's the bit that I've noticed probably over the last few years is almost disappearing as my hair colour's changed and things. So Anna's been using this for a while. She said it took about a month for her to see a difference in her lashes, so I'm just persevering with that. I think it was about £27 and there was a discount the first time I got it, so I used that discount. So that's everything that's sort of in terms of hair, if you like. So I thought I'd chat through products that I'm using, because I've never really been keen on having a sort of a full coverage foundation on. This isn't me being critical, I just don't like it. I don't want that much stuff on my skin, and I've got quite a light skin, but sort of a pinkier tone, I guess. So the first thing I did try was the Garnier BB cream, which I'd sort of seen advertised on TV. It was £6.99 in Boots. And when I got it home and I sort of squeezed it out, it was far too thick for me just to apply and use. So I started mixing it in with moisturiser, but even the light colour was far too dark for me. My mum did used to use, it was probably Max Factor or something years ago, honey. I can remember it being a honey tint. I don't know why, because she was as pale as me. And it reminded me of that. It was just far too dark. Now, when Ira's half Turkish, so she's got quite an olive-based skin, and she tried it the other day and it was quite a good colour match on her. So that was the light one. So be careful if you do use that brand. So I was doing a bit of research about things while I was away last week, and I came across a recommendation for L'Oreal Skin Paradise, which is a tinted white water moisturiser. So this is that product there. Now, obviously you can buy it in the UK in sort of Boots and Superdrug and things. But I was away and I was wanting to order stuff. This does have SPF 20 in, so obviously I've had a base anyway in my moisturiser, but it's still got SPF in. And this, I got the light 01, and it's a really good match for me. So I've got it on today. I'm going to pop some pictures in. I'll put one of me last week. And then when I came out the shower today, so my hair's all pulled back when I'd just done my moisturiser, and then sort of as I'm going through the stages. So this is a really good colour match for me. Now, I put this on about 8 o'clock this morning. It's now almost 2 p.m, so I'm about 6 hours in with my makeup. And I really, really like this one, and I got it off Amazon. But one of the products that one of the YouTubers like a lifestyle YouTuber that I follow, Freya Farrington, she recommended the Revolution brand, which you can mostly get in Superdrug, can get it in other places. Hyaluron Fix, so a makeup fixing spray. But Anira said before you put this on, spray your face with, just give it a spray with this, let it dry for a couple of seconds, and then put this on. So that's what I've been doing. And actually one of the tips that I have seen about this, because it's a hydrating fixing spray, is even if you're having a day where you don't have any makeup on, which I often do, is just to give yourself a little spritz with this, because it's quite moisturising and refreshing as your day goes on. So I thought that was quite a good tip. So there's quite a few in this range. Hyaluronic Fix, and again, I do have Superdrug quite near me, but I got this from Amazon. So that's a couple of products, and I don't want to get into a debate about kind of Amazon or traders or anything like that. It was just for convenience and what I could get and things. And actually I was pleased because some of the products that I was looking for when I did get to a Superdrug and at the Metro Centre, it's quite a big one, they didn't have some of the colours in that I would have needed, so I would have missed out anyway. And then the next thing, because I'm trying to kind of go with a creamier base, I want a skin to look more moisturised. I don't know, maybe it's just that psychology thing again, I don't know. Like, I think if it looks more moisturised, I think because I've been using Bare Minerals like the powder foundation for so long, I just felt like because my skin was particularly dry here, it was looking quite cakey. I've got a lot of deep lines around my mouth, you know, I've got lines everywhere. I'm totally not really bothered about it, but I just felt like it was sort of, that powder was caking into my complexion, so I wanted something that was more creamy. Now, I was going to get loads of Trini London products because they're really highly rated, but I think what would have been the equivalent of this is about £40. There's 2 different creams, they recommend you use both, that's £80. Then if I'd got a cheek tint, and I just thought, I've not got 100 quid to spend on 3 products, but Trini does have a product that's called, I think it's called Miracle Blur, and again, this is a Revolution product. It's just a little jar. Now, they did have a stick, and then I spotted the jar. It's a 4-gram jar. So Revolution Pro, and it's called Blur. Now, it's like a little paste. Don't know if you can see that. So the idea of this, I think this is their dupe of the Miracle Blur, is, so say you have those 11 lines here. It doesn't fill the lines in, but it just gives an impression of it. So you can see, I'm trying to do this in my screen, so bear with me. You just rub it in. So I've got makeup on today, and then I've just put that on over the top. It won't fill them in, and I do have quite deep lines, but it just helps to sort of disguise it a bit. And you might want to put it kind of on your, like on here, or if I've got lipstick on, and just sort of rub it into there. Now, I'm not doing this very well, but I have seen people using the Miracle Blur on some vlogs I watched last week. I'm just thinking when I finish recording this, I'll probably have like white paste around my mouth. Totally not bothered. And they were using it before the foundation, but when you watch the proper Trini vlogs, you use your tinted moisturiser sort of thing first, and then you use this on top, not underneath. So it's not like a concealer, it's totally different. It's like it's not, well, a paste, I guess, is the best thing. I thought I'd mention that as well. I think that was about £6.99, and the Miracle Blur is about, I don't know, about 30 quid or something like that. Okay, so what else have I been using? So I wanted to use some cheek tints. So I'm going to put this on my hand. Now, I've got to say, actually, I'll use the one that I've got on, which is, let me put my glasses on because I can't see, I'm totally blind. So this one is MUA Makeup Academy. So again, this was from Superdrug. I think this was £3. So this is blushed, and this colour is Misty Rose, and this is the one I've got on today. So I'll put a little dab of that so you can see that. Now, I would have been absolutely filled with horror. Can you see? Oh, there we go. If I thought my cheeks could have looked that colour, but it was a Naira who said try it, because when you blend it in, I have got my beauty blenders here, they are just to say still damp, but when you blend it in, obviously it doesn't stay that colour. So that's what I've got on today. And the other one that I've got that I'm using, and I do use the beauty blender for the tinted moisturiser as well, and the other one that I've got is from the Revolution range, but it is a dupe of the Charlotte Tilbury little cheek tints. Now, I heard that from elsewhere last week, but then Ira mentioned that to me as well. So that one looks quite rosy pink in comparison, but actually on my skin, once it's blended in, I mean, I don't really wear a dark blush anyway, so that's just really quickly sort of blended in to my hand. I don't know how well that'll come out, really. Don't know how well you can see it or not. Sorry, the camera's in a strange place there. But on my skin, honestly, it looks absolutely fine. But again, I got that from Amazon, and this was the one that I was pleased I did because they only had 3 tubes of it in Superdrug at the Metro Centre, and they were all a colour that was called pink. And this one is, I'm trying to find the name, Blushing in Love. Oh, what a lovely name. So I got that, Blushing in Love. I will list all of these in the description box. So I got that from Amazon as well. So what else have I got? Let's do eyes next. So I already had one of these, so when I wasn't so keen on this mascara, I wanted a new mascara. So I've not got any affiliation with Revolution, I should say, at this point. But this was the one I had last, so it's the Big Lash Reloaded. Now I've only got a single coat on my lashes today. It just gives me a nice coat, it stays on, it comes off easily. I don't put any on my lower lashes. For me, I just don't like it. It doesn't suit me. It suits lots of other people, but not me. But I like the brush, because that's one of the things that I quite like. So that's the shape of the brush. And that was about £6 or so. And the other things that I wanted to try were, I did have the Rimmel brow brush, but I just hadn't been using it. But my brows have been getting lighter and lighter, so they are quite, you know, they're kind of this colour. So this was from Primark actually, and I got the one that's an ashier tone. So this is Keep It Full Fibre Brow Gel. Enhance and volume your brows. I did find it a bit strange at first because I am used to a brush, and this is very narrow, but it's particularly these little tails that so I'm just drawing a little bit on there and then just going through the rest of my brow, and it's just given me a little bit more of a tint. And then moving on to my eyelids, I wanted something that's quite quick and easy. I wanted to kind of stick with the cream stuff. So this is from Amazon, and the brand is called Engbo, so Engbo. It's a shadow stick and smudger. So one end of it is your shadow stick. So I'm trying to kind of get an angle so you can see. So just a very slight bronzy colour there. And the other end of it, which I only discovered this morning, is like a smudger. So you can see there's not much of that on. So that's what I've had on my lids. I've had that on for 6 hours. I think it's still there, and it stayed on quite nicely. And then the other one that I did pick up at, I'm trying to remember which shop, Superdrug, is this one, MUA Makeup Academy, so the same as the cheek tint. And this is an eyeshadow stylo, so it's double-ended. So let me see if I can get this on to show you the difference. So it's a bit darker than the other one. I had this on when I was out on Saturday afternoon. So you've got the 3 colours there. So I've got the lighter one, and then the mid shade, and then the darker one. So I just wanted to try them really. I'm quite happy with them all. I probably won't use the darker one, I'm not going to lie, or I might use that as a little bit sort of an eyeliner on the outer eye. So before I put my mascara on, got my cheeks done, got my cream eye on, then I sprayed again, and then I put my mascara on, and then I've just got my lips to do. So today I've got on a PS lipstick, which is called Lustre, and that is from Primark, and it was 98 pence, I think. Crazy. I would blow you a kiss, but I don't know you that well. Nice. At that price, I can have one in every handbag I've got. It stays on pretty well. It's quite moisturising. Yeah, happy days. Now, I don't know how well this next bit will work out, but we'll see. So I'm just going to take that off, because I spotted this when I was at the Metro Centre before my holidays. So it's a Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Ink. Now, I used to use, I think they were made by Maybelline, I can't remember. So you used to paint something on and then walk around the house like this, let it dry, You don't have to. And then you had this like a clear lip balm that I used to take out with me. I had them all over the place. I used to have to keep buying extra ones and put it on top to kind of keep it looking moisturised. But it really dried my lips out. And I've still got some of them kicking around in drawers, but I've stopped using them for that reason. This one, my lips might look a total disaster. So, same idea. Paint it on. I'm trying to do this without thinking about it. I can do it without a mirror. Riveting viewing this, isn't it? Who else can put the lipstick on without a mirror? Admit it. So, feels quite creamy. Leave it a bit of time to dry. The only thing I have to do that tooth check, just make sure there's nothing on there. Obviously I'm going to keep talking, just leave that to dry. Now I had that on Saturday morning for work. I'd had my breakfast, I'd had drinks all morning. I came home, had a piece of I was going out for bottomless brunch, a piece of salmon before I went out, then went out and drank cocktails and ate a meal, and I just slightly reapplied it in between, but bearing in mind I put it on at like 6:15 a.m. before I went to work, and it was still on when I came in on the night. So I'm really impressed with this, and what I'm most impressed with is my mouth didn't feel dry at all, so that was a real winner for me. So I think this is something that I'd wear for work. I probably would do all of this because I want to invest in myself. That's what I want to do. So that's it really. I just wanted to share with you what I'd been doing because people were asking. And the other thing that I thought I'd just drop in at the end is I thought I'd mention about my hair. So I'm kind of in between. I'm growing my hair again. I've had it cut. So this is my natural colour. It's quite a ashy sort of, not ashy, but an ashier blonde. I think it's maybe about 6 years ago that I just thought the first thing that happened was I got a light streak here. I used to call it my melon streak. And I used to kind of get highlights in to sort of mask it and blend it in. And then I think the last time, because my hair's sort of naturally, when I was a lot younger, was a light ginger. I've dyed it that much since I can't really remember what it was like. See if I can find a picture of me as a kid. You'll love that. But then as I got older, I worked in a hairdresser's from about 14, 15. So I was having highlights and you name it. I've had it kind of all different colours. But probably about 6 years ago, I got it dyed in a salon, like a really nice deep red colour, but I just couldn't keep on top of the roots, and that's because obviously my base had changed. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to embrace it. If I'm going grey, let's go grey, but because I've got a ginger base, I think you kind of don't go that grey colour, you go by a lighter colour. So for a long time my hair was like not dark, but a mid-brown at the back, which was weird because I've never had naturally brown hair. But and I did have some sort of baby highlights put in there to blend it in at one point, and then gradually, I would say over the last 2 to 3 years, it's just blended in. And do you know what I've got to say for the first time in my life? I absolutely love my natural hair colour. I think it's great, but I do use a shampoo and conditioner, which is a salon shampoo and conditioner. Although it's expensive, I've got to say, I think I bought the shampoo last September and I've still got loads of it left, and that includes a little bottle that I've decanted it into to take away with me at times. And the conditioner, now I don't leave the shampoo on for very long at all, and I leave the conditioner, so I literally shampoo my hair, rinse it off, put the conditioner on, and while I'm sort of doing my body washing, I'll leave the conditioner on and then I rinse it off, because I think there's a bit of strength in the conditioner, but it's not purple based, it's a black base, so it's an actual black product. But I find when I was using the purple shampoo, I reached a point where I kind of had this bit of a purple glow, and it wasn't the look that I was going for. I absolutely love hair that's dyed purple, but that just wasn't the hair colour that I wanted. And Belinda, my hairdresser, said this new product's come out, try it in the salon, and I love the effect. But I also get psoriasis on my scalp, So if I hit on something that works, I like the effect on my hair, but my scalp stays okay, then it's an absolute win-win for me, because otherwise I'm in my hair all the time. And if you're constantly putting hand cream and things on and you're touching your hair, you need to wash your hair more often, and then it triggers off your scalp more, so it's a bit of a vicious circle. So I'll put a picture in of that, that is a salon product, but you could do a bit of research if you were interested in trying that, or maybe you could ask your hairdresser if they stock it, and the next time you're in you could get that done. So I thought I'd share that with you as well. So that's been a very different vlog for me. If you're still with me, thank you for watching. If you're interested in, because although I've got a sewing channel, honestly it's a general chat around what I've been doing in my life. So if you're interested, maybe check out some of my other vlogs, and if not, thanks for staying with me today, and yeah, let's chat hair care, face care, why not? Drop some comments in. So bye for now.